What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Blue Jays Today. We are less than 2 months away from spring training, and we're all still waiting for that big Toronto Blue Jays offseason move that we thought was coming this free agency. In this one, we're going to be covering all the latest Blue Jays free agency news and rumors. Stick around to the end because the last thing that we're going to talk about is causing quite a lot of debate right now. Before we get into it, I encourage you guys to hit the like and smash the subscribe button if you enjoy Blue Jays content and discussion so you don't miss any future videos. All right, folks, let's get into it. So let's start things off by talking about Alex Bregman. Bregman is one of the last remaining premier talents on the free agency board, and he's honestly everything that Ross Atkins looks for in a player, which is exactly why the Toronto Blue Jays have apparently been showing the strongest interest. Bob Nightingale talks about this, writing, "The Toronto Blue Jays, who continue to be left at the altar among free agents, have shown the strongest interest, but just how much more do they have to pay him than the next highest bidder with their high tax rates and distance from his home in Phoenix?" Well, the answer to that question from Bob about how much they can pay him is a lot. The Jays have a lot of money coming off of the books in the next few years, so signing somebody to a longer term deal shouldn't cripple them financially in any way. The better question I think to ask would be how willing the Toronto Blue Jays are to spend their money, and honestly, that one is a lot tougher to answer. So far, the Jays have been in the mix for a bunch of free agents, but they haven't been able to get anything across the finish line. If they actually want to lock up somebody like an Alex Bregman, then it's going to require them to go over the top financially speaking. Will Ross Atkins actually be willing to do that? I'm not sure. I guess it is promising that they're showing the strongest interest in him right now, but I think we're just going to have to wait and see on Alex Bregman. Next, let's talk about a potential rotational piece in Jose Quintana. It was recently reported by Hector Gomez that the Blue Jays have been showing interest in Jose Quintana. Talks have intensified recently. Now, Quintana is honestly a pretty interesting one. He's 35 right now and is going to be turning 36 in the next couple weeks, so it's very probable that the best years are behind him. That being said, though, he did play pretty damn well last year. In 2024, Jose Quintana pitched 170.1 innings and finished the year with a 3.75 ERA and a whip of 1.250. Those numbers are almost identical to his career statistics, so he showed no signs of regression last year. Another important thing to note is that Jose Quintana is a lefty, and right now the Toronto Blue Jays rotation is built solely from right-handed starting pitchers, so bringing in a lefty would probably be a good idea. From a contract standpoint, Quintana wouldn't be dirt cheap, but I also don't think that you would need to break the bank to get him either. Charlie Morton, who's 41 years old and is coming off of a slightly worse year than Quintana, just got paid $15 million for 1 year. If I had to guess, I'd say that Quintana is probably going to get a little bit more than that, maybe even a 2-year deal, but I don't think it's going to be anything crazy. Ultimately, I know it's not Corbin Burns or Max Fried or anything like that, but the Toronto Blue Jays could do a lot worse than bringing in Jose Quintana to eat up some innings. Finally, let's talk about Bo Bichette. Whoa, time for a quick shout out to the sponsor of this video. Hit your picks and knock it out of the park with Betway. Scan the QR code down below to join the action. Only available in Ontario. Must be 19 years of older to participate. Please play responsibly. Now, everyone, back to the content. Bo Bichette trade speculation has been hot for over a year now, but recently Bob Nightingale added some fuel to the fire. Nightingale reported that Bichette is as good as gone, with no real interest in returning, friends say. Now, this isn't the first time that we've heard that Bichette might want to leave in free agency, but this is definitely the most definitive report about his intentions so far. And of course, this begs the question, should the Blue Jays trade him now and get some value? Honestly, I think that the answer is yes. I know that the Jays have said that they want to compete in 2025, and Bo Bichette could be a big part of that, but if somebody is going to offer you a couple top-tier prospects, then I think think that you need to jump on it. If Bo Bichette doesn't want to be on the Toronto Blue Jays anymore and just isn't as committed as he once was, then if you are trying to build a winning culture back here for the Toronto Blue Jays, then having somebody like that in the locker room probably isn't a good idea. At this point, to me, it seems like the decision is clear. Trade Bo and extend Vladdy. Whether the front office is actually going to do that or not, we're just gonna have to wait and see. But folks, let me know what you think about all this in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, go Jays go!